Today, I will be explaining the entire storyline of Mooings Royale. It all started when the Nexus created two life forms, Fusion and the Reality Lord. Fusion had the dark power of the Nexus, while the Reality Lord had the light power of the Nexus. The Reality Lord is the one who created the island, but after a few years, Fusion found the island, so he started recruiting islanders to be part of an organization called the Order of Time. But one islander was recruited to be the King of Time. The King of Time used to be a normal islander, but after he joined the Order, he was corrupted by the dark power of the Nexus. Jones also used to be an islander till he joined the Order. Galaxy Scout also used to be an islander, but when she was recruited, she was turned into a being made out of dark Nexus energy and light Nexus energy. Galaxy Scout and Jones thought the Order were good guys because they were being manipulated by Fusion. When Mooings Royale Season 2 started, the first threat of the island arrived, and that was the King of Darkness. Now when Fusion created the Order, he manipulated threats to come to the island, and the King of Darkness was that first threat. Now, the Reality Lord is part of a group called the Reality Clan. It has 3 members: Reality Lord, the founder, and Jones. But Jones does not become a member till Chapter 2 Season 9. The founder used to have the power to sense peace, but in Season 2, the King of Darkness's corruption corrupted him. Then he had the power to sense darkness now. At the end of Season 2, Jonesy built a fort and solar panels that could shoot beams and defeat the King of Darkness. His plan succeeded, but doing so caused a flood, and that's how Season 3 started. Now in Season 3, the Reality Lord was captured by Fusion and put in a prison. Once the water drain Season 4 started, and the Nexus was bursting out energy waves through the ground, which attracted the attention of Jones. So during Season 4, Jones was digging up the Nexus. He didn't know that if the Nexus was exposed, chaos would happen. The King of Time and Fusion were going to let it slide, because they wanted chaos to happen. In the Season 4 event, the Nexus was exposed, and Season 5 began after that. So once Season 5 began, the Nexus was exposed, and chaos was happening, and different portals were around the island, and Nexus corruption surrounded the portals. Also, the Temple of Time was now on the map, and that was the Temple of 5e, King of Time. During Season 5, Jonesy sealed the Nexus in a shell. After that, Season 6 began. But when Jones sealed the Nexus, the island turned primal. During the season, I had a collab with a creative builder called Midnight, and my Jones went to his map and his Jones went to my map. But my Jones and his Jones made a deal to stop a meteor that was heading for the map. Since the island was in prehistoric times, a meteor was coming, and it was calculated to hit the volcano, which could awaken the Fire King. And that's what happened in the Season 6 event. After that, Season 7 began, and the Fire King took over most of the island. And in the Season 7 event, the volcano erupted and destroyed some parts of the island. But the explosion defeated the Fire King. After that, Season 8 began, and Jonesy used the Order of Time's technology to rebuild the island. Throughout Season 8, Jones noticed strange things in the sky. Once Season 9 began, aliens arrived to the island, and Jones found an alien who did not agree with what her kind was doing. So she told Jones that they abducted the Nexus. So Jones built bombs to explode the mothership, and it worked. But Jones didn't know that they had a queen. Season X was here, and the alien queen was unleashed, and the Nexus was free from the ship. The island was in ruins from the explosion. Now in the Season X event, Aka, the end for Chapter 1, the alien queen destroyed the island, but she was defeated by the Nexus explosion. Luckily, the Reality Lord escaped the prison and created a new island. But the Nexus was still unstable even when Chapter 2 began. Because of what the alien queen did throughout the season, the Nexus was getting even more unstable. Then Season 2 Chapter 2 began, and everything was unstable. At the beginning of Season 2, Jones and Galaxy Scout went to the last reality, which is the Calamity Realm, to get help from the King of Time. But they didn't find him, but they did find Fusion, and after that Season 3 started and a Zero War started. Fusion lied to Jones that he was going to fix the Nexus. In the Season 3 event, the Nexus bursted, causing part of the island to turn into a Nexus desert. Also during the event, Jones found out that the Order was evil, but his memory got wiped by the Order that they were evil. After that, Season 4 began, and that season is when the Founder was introduced. Now, Jonesy still had his memory, but he forgot that the Order was evil. The Founder sensed darkness, and the Reality Lord was worried. In the Season 4 event, the Nexus brought back the King of Darkness to the island. After that, Season 5 began, and the King of Darkness was back. Throughout the season, Jones built a device that could shoot a beam at the cube, and in the Season 5 event it worked. But doing so, a rift opened, and the rift brought a new threat to the island called the Frost King, and he froze half of the island. And once that happened, Season 6 of Chapter 2 began. Jonesy was frozen by the Frost King, but at the end of Season 6, the Reality Lord defeated the Frost King, and Jonesy was unfrozen. And Season 7 began, and Jonesy needed help from the King of Time to stabilize the Nexus, so in the Season 7 event, he created a device that brought the King of Time to the map. After that, Season 8 began. A calamity war started against the Reality Clan and the Order of Time, but Jones didn't know what was going on. When the King of Time arrived, he created a tower called the Tower of Time, and in the Season 8 event, we had to stabilize Nexus crystals. But after we did that, it was revealed to Jones that his whole life was a lie, and the Order was evil. And the King of Time used the tower to open a portal to bring all the threats back to the island. After that, Chapter 2, Season 9 began, and all the threats have taken parts of the island. And Jones joined the Reality Clan, and throughout the season, we defeat all the threats. And in the Season 9 event, or the Chapter 2 finale event, the island gets destroyed. But Jones goes to the Calamity Realm to end the King of Time for good and defeats the King of Time. The King of Time is crushed by a rock that his trainer Calamtron crushed him with since he failed fusion, and Calamtron is a Calamity Ninja. After that, the Reality Lord finds a stable reality for the Islanders, and Chapter 3 begins. During Season 1, the Calamity Realm portals start to form, and after that Season 2 begins and the Calamity Realm has taken over the island, and it is revealed that Fusion is the leader of the Calamity Realm. Throughout the season, the island gets freed from the Calamity Realm. But Jones and the Reality Lord find out that Fusion's castle is on a moon in the Calamity Realm, and he wants to shoot a beam at the Nexus with the moon and destroy the island. But in the Season 2 event, we fly to the Mother Moon with a rocket and land there. But right before Fusion is about to shoot the beam, he gets electrocuted by the beam and gets defeated. And after that, we bomb the moon. And after that, Season 3 begins, and the island is partly destroyed. Also before the Season 2 event happened, Fusion transformed into his final form. Once Season 3 began, lunar trees were growing out of the moon pieces. And in the Season 3 event, the roots reach the Nexus. But the Reality Lord seals the Nexus in a giant lunar tree to stop an explosion. But doing so causes the island to turn wild. And after that, Season 4 begins. Throughout the season, it is revealed that the lunar tree can bring different realms onto the island. But in the Season 4 event, the giant lunar tree is starting to seal the Nexus, which could make it implode. And because of the tree sealing the Nexus, different realms come to the map, and we have no choice, but we must destroy the giant lunar tree. But doing so makes us fall into a crater. And it is revealed the lunar tree could collide realms, because its roots were using the power of the Realm Orb. The Realm Orb is an orb that can collide realms and cause chaos. After that, the crater gets flooded and Season 5 starts, and the Realm Orb has brought different realms onto the island. So that is the entire storyline of Mooings Royale Explained. Hope you enjoyed.